NCRP Productions presents Fantasy Flight's Star Wars RPG, Episode 6.
Hello, and thank you for joining us at the table. My name is David, I'll be your DM. We are going to be playing Star Wars Fantasy Flight with Age of Rebellion, Edge of Empire, and Force and Destiny as one game. Let's meet our players, starting with our left.
Hello, this is Josh. I am playing Locke, an Iridonian Zabrak bounty hunter.
Hi, this is Ty playing Victus. I'm playing a Twi'lek Mystic Makashi Duelist.
Hi, this is Barry. I am running Grist, the Squib Sentinel of Shadow.
Everyone has so many credentials, I feel a little inferior right now.
I'm 6.
Right, this is David playing 6, the faleen smuggler. Straight and to the point.
Don't you have another, descriptor thing, career and specialization?
Well,
See, we're reading 3 things.
My
career
career
specialization
is a smuggler, and my specialization is a pilot.
There you go. So
I fly
smuggler
the ship
pilot.
that I smuggle.
Right. So you could catch up to us. You could feel
Smuggling pilot.
You could feel involved.
Captain of
pilot.
the Rosen Road.
Captain of the Rosen Road.
Which seems to be more important than any of the things we say. We're just trying to keep up with you.
Galactic tiny home.
Yeah.
All right, let's start off. Can I have every one of our players please roll me the white force dice and tell me what we got?
Yeah. Ooh, nice. I got a force this time.
Yes. Starting with our left, what do we got?
2 light points.
Oh no.
Yes.
1 light point.
1 dark.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, Grist is
That'd
not
be different,
feeling good.
huh, Grist?
And-
All right, and I've got 1 light. Finally, I rolled a light. So
The
I
light
was saying, I think
Welcome.
this is the
Welcome
first
to
time
the
I
light
rolled a
side.
dark.
Dang
the
it, guys.
other 3 are basically not.
They just go away.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Maximum we can have is 8.
It's warm over here.
There we go.
I was
So
expecting-
we've got 4 light and 1 dark.
I was expecting my Victus to give me some more points there. Need that dark side. Come on.
No
All right.
flagellation here.
When we last left our crew, they had completed their job and were given credits to go spend and enjoy their life as freelance workers. Our team got involved with underground death fighting rings. Victus entered as a participant. Luckily, it happened to be at the same place that Locke was running security, and that left Grist being invited to gamble. And of course, 6 is always looking for new opportunities to make money and get her ship improved.
Parts are expensive.
Exactly. Found a cause of, worked with a small transportation company, new and up and coming, to deliver some red sand to Tatooine.
Galactic cumin.
Literally red sand.
Yeah.
Yep, legitimate red sand to our little Jawas in the desert, and our team has returned back to their main planet,
Which is where? Lannick?
Lannick.
All right.
Oh, so we made it back. Okay.
Yes. Yep. You
I
finished
thought
your
we were
run.
still kicking it on Tatooine.
You finished your run and pretty much came to collect your full pay.
Desert planet, it's all hot and dry here.
Use that meta knowledge and Tatooine. I'm going to go to the Dune Sea. There's a moisture farmer I want to go see real quick.
I don't want to talk to you. I mean, it's gone. He's already gone.
Yeah, exactly.
He's long gone.
Right.
But now
That farm is
raised-
burned
Wait,
to the ground.
it's like a tourist trap now.
I'm here for your famous blue milk.
Get your picture with Uncle Ben's skeleton.
Home of Luke.
There's a blue milk stand on every corner.
This is where the last Jedi was found.
Right.
Oh, the Last Jedi.
Oh, that's great.
Ray taking his name.
We perfectly preserved the burnt remains of Joe and Aunt Peru. You can see them.
Yep.
You too can get the experience. I want to go join the academy.
Oh, I love it. All right. Anyway, so
You
Yes.
just take pot shots at the old destroyed sand crawler. You just shoot at it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
You get the arrow with the big tennis ball on the
Yeah,
end of it.
right.
Shoot at it.
that's great.
So, with that, episode 2 starts for our adventurers, our second movie, so to speak. With their job completed, our crew earned a much deserved respite, a time to enjoy their well-earned rewards. However, all good times come to an end. An old proverb once said, "When work or opportunity calls, only fools don't answer." KR has called the crew back to odds and ends for a new job. The problem is in need of solving, and it is a common occurrence in the lower sectors, where credits are easily earned. What opportunities present themselves? That is where we open up.
So are we starting in the shop?
You guys are in the shop.
It's KR shop, right?
This is KR's shop. Where you've
And we earn the right to call him KR.
Yep,
Yes, we
that
earned
was-
the R finally.
At the end of the mission, you guys did well enough that he has allowed you to own the R of his name. So, is there anything anyone is doing particularly in the shop? Essentially, it's after hours. You guys have signed a contract with KR, essentially a verbal contract agreeing to help him where he'll offer you opportunities. Are you guys just doing anything, looking anywhere, prepared anything?
Well, anytime that I'm in the shop, so one of the things with Squib is that it's they're not quite pack rats. Like, I'm not going to necessarily trade something for something else, because I do have some understanding of ownership, a mild one, but Squibs don't generally. And so they'll take things and trade them out. The other thing is to really get the sense of it. I will take something and I will rub it on my fur, I'll rub it on my face, kind of like an extended version of what a cat does. So every time I'm in his shop, I'll walk around and see things that I haven't seen before, so I can touch them, feel them, maybe, rub and roll against them. So I don't know if there's anything new, but that's normally what will happen until he calls us in.
The longer I'm with this Squib, the longer I think that he's just a Jawa without a cape on.
Hey, I heard that!
I would imagine KR is just finishing having the shop close up and would see that, pretty much be like, free work is always appreciated, but I gotta make sure I leave out my good junk. Don't want him pocketing anything I don't need.
Hey, no, I'm not a thief. I'd buy it. Just none of it's good enough to buy.
What about the rest of you?
Well, I think, unless there's something that stands out that might be a good, and I've got a holodeck or something like that on my ship, or a hollow.
Yeah, you have the.
I have a holonet set. So
Every time Six comes through here, Six grabs something.
got one.
So.
Well, no, it was Tatooine where I sold that junk vendor his own gear.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Tatooine?
Yeah,
No, it was here.
It was here.
You
Oh,
came back.
that's right. I sold KR his own.
His old
holonet.
holonet.
Yeah, his old one off his shelf. I sold it to him. I got a trade in on his own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm feeling a little superior. I'm like, all right, cool. I think we might need it. Cool.
The holonet's probably made a great addition to your ship. You pretty much, anytime you're docked now, you have the galactic Wi-Fi.
Got a sign that says clean room,
Yeah.
free Wi-Fi.
Right.
So you can hear news, TV, stream live,
You've just introduced the most addictive substance to the whole crew, so all we do is just sit around and watch TV now.
That's right.
We don't adventure, we just watch,
Like,
we just
we're
binge.
doing my
We're
investigation.
spoiled.
So
Right,
if I
we're
pull out
done.
the longest. We want a long round, that way we can get through a whole season of,
Right, exactly.
We can binge.
Yeah,
Right.
Man, can you imagine on a lesser place? You might have to sit and play, I don't know, games with a Wookiee or something
Yeah, exactly.
to pass the time.
What are we, animals?
So I've been like admiring and contemplating what to mount on my Corellian wrist mounts that were gifted to me recently. So I'll just kind of mention to KR, hey KR, you got anything good I can mount on top of these things?
Got a lot of good stuff. What are you looking for? A heavy blaster?
Well, these particular wrist mounts are for light weaponry. So there's this, you don't want to put anything too heavy on there. They'll get all unbalanced and harder to use, So I was looking for something a little bit more exotic, perhaps. Something a little under the shelf or behind the counter, maybe.
You're talking about the hush hush.
Yeah,
Gris just figured it out. So Gris is going to grab one of the little farming implements, bring it over. How about this? It's from the bottom shelf.
That's not exactly what I had in mind. I mean, so a
exotic.
farming implement is, you could use this in farming, like perhaps to like burn away bad crops, perhaps, light them on fire.
And then with this, you could rake them.
You talking
Yeah.
about a flamethrower?
Flame projector is what we call them in the business.
Gotcha.
That's what you're looking for?
A flamethrower.
Well, I didn't say I was looking for it, but
Okay.
if he happened to have one, then I would take it off his hand.
If not, what about this? I'll show him the trowel again.
I'll pass, thanks, buddy.
Okay, I'll go put it back.
Well, I got a few ideas for you. Did you want, as he kind of moves his droid around, gets behind the desk, and he puts out 3 different blasters. One looks like what we would imagine as an old school, like, boom tube musket. Cut off to, kind of like a flintlock. Another one that looks kind of like a standard pistol, it just has kind of like a big silencer.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I will appraise them though.
Pull it in.
I
It's
will
all
appraise them.
circling over the
It's
top
from
here.
it's from No Disintegration, so we don't have that book because it's out of print.
Put it
So
out of print.
Locke definitely will peruse these options. Think about it. He has a trusty carbine that he's working on jury rigging as we speak these days. So he's like not looking for something to kind of replicate that specific field use. He's looking for something a little
He
more.
said he had 3 things.
Yeah.
Another one that seems to be kind of like a heavy silencer one, and then a third one which looks just like a very sleek, almost, I would call it like a 007 pistol.
Ooh,
That
one looks good.
that is cool.
So,
Yeah,
So,
it's like a
the
concealable
first
pistol.
one- what type of work tool do you need for your work? I got things for droids, things for humanoids, and then those that are just those stains you really need to get out.
Apparently you have gardening things too, down there. I found them.
Oh, yeah. Not those. Something a little destructive at close range. That's what I'm really after. Just as a sort of an insurance plan for whenever I may be, caught unawares.
Then I would recommend, as he moves over to the third pistol, the L7 Liquid Silver. It's a classic blast tech, very good weapon, well known, highly accurate, packs a punch, one of my higher quality items.
And that's the sleek looking?
That's the sleek looking one.
Looks expensive.
Most good things are.
I would kind of pay attention and try and see how much is he asking. Is there a price tag on it? Or?
There's no tags on them, as you can also see that where there would have been like a serial number that has mysteriously been polished out.
Right.
That's the only real
Ghost
blemish on this one.
Blemish, it's the most shiny part.
Yeah.
That's the good part. Look,
Yeah.
it's even shined
Yeah.
up.
Well, my long-term plan is to do like a blaster, like a very discreet blaster on one mount, and then the flame projector on the other mount.
Are you mentioning
That's my
that?
no. I'm just saying, out of character. That's
Okay.
my long-term plan. So I mean, if we don't have access to the flame projector at this point, then I'll happily, prefer if someone else would negotiate a better price for me for this blaster.
That's kind of looking, right?
If you saved all your money, get a really cool,
let's see.
colorful
You
hover
seem
blast.
interested.
So
not
yeah,
sold.
this
Let me
looks
try to-
pretty convenient. The fact that it's smaller and easier to hide.
I'm tentatively listening, to
well,
see what
well-known
comes
this-
out of this KR's mouth as a price.
It's a well-known design. Well, great work. Have highest praises. To out of character, what he's trying to say is it adds 2 black dice to perception checks to notice that
cool.
you have it on your person.
Oh, neat.
It pretty much just essentially looks like a regular tubing. It's a lot
like
sleeker,
that.
a lot better to
Yeah.
look at. Something like this, though, look it. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not my normal, go-to. I got this very affordably. And so I'm going to pass those savings on to you.
That's very nice of him.
1,000 credits.
Ooh.
Well, there seems to be a awful lot of carbon scoring on this right here. Basically, it's a glorified vibrator with a pistol grip. I'm thinking more like 300.
Let's do a nice little negotiation check.
Negotiations.
On
Okay.
comes the Pepe Le
Alright,
Pew
so
trick.
we're doing presents. So presents is all I have. This one I get 3 dice. So
You are going to be countering his negotiation.
Right, which is probably pretty high.
So you're going to be going against 4 red.
4 red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. I'll just roll this twice.
I'll give you a blue because, you're his new crew.
What about your
He's-
pheromones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pheromones. Well, the pheromones will shift the outcome by 1 step. Right?
You use, I think it's 2 strain, and it automatically ups one of your dice. So if you have a green dice, it ups it to a yellow dice.
Oh, that's big.
So I should probably do that then.
If I remember
The
that.
beguiling pheromones. Once per check, as an incidental, a faleen may suffer 2 strain to upgrade the ability of a charm, deception, or negotiation check against a living sentient being with that short range once. So okay,
Let's
so it
upgrade
increases
the
it by
check.
1. All right,
So you got to spend 2 strain.
all right, so I'm gonna go 2 strain.
Yeah.
Where am I strain at? Okay. Did we heal strain over time?
Yes, anytime you guys rest, strain is healed.
So did we heal all the strain that we might have had from
Yes,
last time? Okay.
your downtime travel back would have gotten you.
All right, so I have 2 strain now. One of my green becomes a yellow.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is really powerful for these types of things.
All right, here we go. And so he's rolling against whatever my skill is.
No, you remember
you're
you add
rolling
purples.
against his. That's what the
You need to add purples.
No, that's what the reds are.
No, 2
Oh.
reds or 4 reds. So
Oh.
we've got.
That's his proficiency.
two.
That's
negotiation.
that's 2 despairs.
Oh, that's not good. 2 despairs and a threat. So a
Ooh.
despair and let me think
It's
here.
a lot
so,
of good things, though, right?
A lot of good things for
So.
me.
2
Oh, those are all
despairs.
good for
Despairs
you.
are countered by triumphs, which I don't have any of those. 'Cause we rolled the
Oh, he
dice.
does have some.
Threats, I've got 1 threat. Those are going to be countered with
The advantage.
that guy there. So I've got, and then
So you got 4.
so I've got 2. I've got 4
4 and 2.
I've got 5 successes and 2
5
despairs.
and 2.
Yep, 5 successes and 2 despairs.
Ooh. That's pretty bad.
5 successes, 2
I guess
I don't know what's good or bad.
Despairs are really
Well,
bad.
it's
Take a
fumbles.
look here.
Right?
They're pretty much critical failures.
But I guess I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
So
at a point where I roll the despairs, does it really not matter? Does it pretty much nullify any of the successes?
No.
I've succeeded to a degree.
Like,
but
You can succeed and get a critical glitch.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So despairs do count as failures, so they can cancel out positive successes.
Okay.
5 successes.
They also are used to kind of like activate a pretty bad consequence.
Right.
Because it's the opposite of a critical.
So you succeed, but then the cops come.
So you guys.
Well, this
Five
might be
successes and 2
illegal.
despairs.
I don't know, but what I was looking for
fine,
was
yeah.
illegal, but he didn't have that.
So essentially, you're succeeding, but you're doing something like you've done has affected KR. Is how I would imagine that goes. So
He doesn't like being talked out of his own stuff.
So
Exalted.
I would imagine how that looks is you're like, hey, like you like discredited his stuff, and then you're like, let's haggle. You see him kind of like grimace at you. If you weren't so gorgeous and good at what you do,
You smell nice.
and especially with this quality material, don't ever talk down about my equipment. But took gumption. I like that. So 300 credits, and that's only because the nice lady over there really knows how to run it.
Go kick it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an extra 200 credits on the side and pass those to 6 later on for the. For the
Thank you.
Yeah.
So to understand,
Scored a good deal.
Yeah.
You like KR's.
this is what you got right here.
He's rock KR. He's selling him his own shit,
As he does
007.
that, as he kind of like hands it over to you, people in your line of work, it sounds like maybe you were looking for something a little bit, how shall we say this, not really socially acceptable in the rest of the galaxy. If you're looking for something particular, ship parts, equipment, as he just kind of looks at Victus, clothes. If there's something you don't know or curious about, it's my job to fix people's problems. So, I'm always willing to listen to you. It's my job.
I'm looking to upgrade my shield generator. I've been looking for parts. Thought we'd find some on that last vacation that we took, but didn't have the time. Didn't stick around long enough to find out. But I have a funny feeling they were there.
So at this point, when we're all in the shop, Victus is going to be kind of, I'm not trying not to draw attention to myself, but I'm going to start going through boxes and things like that. I'm looking for cylinders or lenses or basically any kind of, small component parts to build something.
Gotcha.
that one might hold in the hand.
Yeah. Some type of electrical device.
Right.
That's like a
Right.
very powerful mag light,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And not
Gotcha.
necessarily, I'm not looking for, obviously, a pre-built one, because those obviously don't exist, but I'm looking to maybe start making my own.
Gotcha.
I did look up the price of the components and things like that, too, if that matters.
Gotcha. There's, again, this is an odds and ends place, why it's called odds and ends. You can find power converter cells, power cells themselves. Focusing lenses would work because blasters have some, but they're probably not the quality you need.
Sure.
So I would say you can find because I know out of character, a lightsaber needs 3 major components: the crystal, the lens, and then
The hilt.
the hilt. He doesn't have anything that would be a functional or viable hilt. He doesn't have any quarter crystals that would be useful
Right,
as
obviously.
well.
Yeah. That's the valuable part. I doubt he's got a crate dragon heart in here.
Yeah, just look at all those cool kyber crystals I have. What's
Right.
that thrumming in the back?
Yeah,
Power
did
cells,
you guys check out
punch
this cool thing? I got it at a thrift shop.
Yeah. So essentially, he can get you non-essential parts to help start building it.
Right. I'm looking for either the components for the lens part or the hilt part, is my thought.
He'll notice that you're kind of scrounging around. Well, what are you doing back there, Victus? What are you looking for?
I'm a little disappointed because I got caught. I'm looking for I should kind of sheepishly look at him and be like, look for maybe a cylinder, something like the handle of a weapon, perhaps, or something like that. Just seeing what you have.
Like a vibro sword handle, a spear.
Yeah,
I got that nice vibro knife.
I
And
do.
that vibro spear.
I do, but I'm looking for, I'm just seeing what you have here. Perhaps a vibro sword handle. I doubt you sell the full vibro sword, but maybe a vibro handle or something like that.
No, I say only what is strictly. Everything that you have bought is 100% acceptable. No way to prove it doesn't.
Everything is legal somewhere in this galaxy. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, yes?
We will. Let me offer this job. We'll discuss more about what you're looking for more specifics. Things that I know, tools that fit in a lot of sentience hands. There's peculiar tastes that they need.
Very well.
I'll try to see what I can find for you without some feelers.
I appreciate that.
So, I appreciate you all coming. I got another job for you if you're willing to take it.
Good. It is.
Well, right now, I've been receiving numerous complaints out of the Ronto sector. They've reached my ears.
What do we know about the Ronto sector when he mentions it?
Ooh, give me... This will be an underworld knowledge search.
So I've got 1 rank in Underworld, so that's a yellow, right?
I am also going to
And
roll.
then int is going to be 2. All right, this is against what?
This is against 1 purple, because it's a planet you belong to. There should be some general knowledge. You've probably seen if there's any news coming out.
Nope.
Nothing.
3 successes for me.
3
So
successes
I've
for
got,
Grist.
so I've got 1 failure and 2 advantages.
Okay, so you probably don't know what exactly happened, but you know something that maybe helps spark off Grist. That's the fun part of Advantage.
Do I know who runs that sector? What type of
I just would.
is that under the
What is it,
tutelage
Underworld?
of the First Order, or is it is it a what do you call it, not a faction, but what? Where the crime organizations,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Who runs that space?
So, as you guys are discussing, because I know Grist succeeded, you're kind of like sitting there thinking about it. You know, 6, that everything is under, this entire planet is overseen by Vana Baba, the female Hut.
That's hut space.
Yes, this is Hut territory.
Lanik is Hut space. Lanik is
Yeah.
Vana Baba's
Yeah,
place.
this is her main headquarters. The Ronto sector is, it's more of like a residential sector with a few industry areas. That's what 6 would recall about it. Grist, you have 3 successes. Any advantage?
No, just 3 successes.
Okay. You probably, Grist, I knowing you like to find things, you know that this is where like the dumps are.
So this is Ronto sector is on the planet?
On the planet.
Okay.
Yep. This is
this planet.
On this planet, local like city area. Whereas,
Okay. I thought it was another system. Sorry.
Yeah,
was
I
confused.
apologize.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But we're not. This is on world.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is an on-world mission.
Okay, gotcha. Interesting.
Thank you for the clarification. I apologize.
So,
yeah,
so
on-world.
I don't get it. So there's complaints coming out of the dump? I mean, I've been there. There's plenty to see and touch and then wash after.
Like many things, when a refresher backs up, it causes a lot of problems.
Huh. Yeah, I can see that.
Refreshers are essentially toilets in the Star Wars universe.
Refresher.
Very refreshing.
You feel so refreshed after you use it.
They're all bidets.
Yeah.
So, what's going on down there? There's reports of down power cells, converters, broken conveyors. Essentially, equipment's not working right. It's causing a real wrench in the system. It's too much for the droids to handle.
Oh, I see what you did there. Red to the system. That's pretty good.
Yeah. See, this is why I like this team. This is every time. So, this is the mission. I want you to go meet an Ithorian I know by the name of Goals Krub. He's going to let you know where the main problems are. I want you to help him out. See what's going on, see what's causing this. What was reported to me, it seems like there's just maybe a power surge or a problem, but as he strokes his long Toydarian nose.
Thorns are the hammerhead creatures, right?
They're the that's the Ithorian Jets.
Yes.
They look like they're the giant slug guys.
They need a translator to even talk.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
You have to make like
I like how that cues everyone to do their Thorian impression.
we all had an impression.
We
didn't
all.
know what it was.
Everyone's got a secret
Now
Thorian.
now we all got an impression.
I'm glad everyone knows Ithorian. That's so cool.
We're all fluent in Thorian.
Just so happens.
My
That's
adopted
the
father.
other language we speak on the ship.
Yeah.
Something doesn't smell right. I think there's more to it, so check it out. The dump does a lot of good work. it's on home. You know, they're good people down there. And
Do the Huts know that this operation is going on, or are we going to be infiltrating their space?
No, the Huts know well what's going on, in the sense that this is beneath them. But if there's something that may be more than just a power problem, more than just people not paying their bills, that's what I need you to find out. Let me know, and we'll see where we go from there.
Since it's a problem, a thorn in the side of the Huts, that they're too busy or beyond their scope to extend their time for, then they must be willing to pay quite the sum for us to go and investigate and remedy the situation.
As he kind of like sees you, you know, like just like leaning over a little bit, I'm imagining that's how it looks. You're just like, hey, maybe it's, you know, worth something. So first, you know, we're all here because the Huts let us have that space. So just everyone knows where we're at. But that being said, Huts pay well for work they do. However, I'm not a Hut, no matter how much I want to be. So,
are we going and doing repair work? Is that what we're doing? We're fixing it?
You are going to help them fix it, investigate it, and if anyone's causing problems for the people in my neighborhoods,
Smash!
you're going to solve it, and you're going to let me know. Do we understand?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
One
Yep.
condition.
What's that?
For the duration that we're inside the sector, I want full salvage rights. Pick up any interesting trinkets we might find along the way that wouldn't interfere or further impose on the operability of the sector.
So you realize it's a dump.
He's sitting there.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
So I
That's true.
can't. Normally, I'll be again honest with you. I'm normally always willing to sell something that's not. However, this is Hut's trash. This is not my trash, so I'm definitely not going to put my fingers where I shouldn't be getting them lost at.
So let me ask you. There's more.
But if there are people causing problems, you know, people go missing all the time, and if they're not there to report it, as he kind of like leans over, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, you know.
All right.
And you know, again, you are last time you guys done work for me. You're sociable people. The governess still wants to know about when you're going to come and visit, specifically you.
Did she ask about me?
Yeah.
We should
The
go
ship
back.
She did.
The
She
ship
go back.
needs repairs.
She's looking for a Jawa.
Yeah, she needs a new pet.
But make yourself amiable. I'm sure good things will come.
We appreciate it.
And don't worry about your ship. I got it. I'm imagining you landed at like their approved docks.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I like to park in back alleys and stuff like that.
Okay.
In case we need to blast out of here.
No worries.
You know, I mean, last run that we did, I think they got my plates all the way out that space station.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm just, I like the element of of surprise.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Copy that. Then disregard. All
But,
right.
I mean, are you going to provide transportation to the Rondo sector, or are we flying the ship?
I could probably get you some speeders to get out there.
How far away is it?
Essentially, you're going to be going just a couple like cities over. Not enough to fly. Like pretty much by the time you lift off, take over, and land, like you're never going to leave essentially ship's first gear.
Can you describe Lanik for us, like the planet
Yeah.
itself? I don't recall. I mean, maybe you guys have what Lanik's like.
Absolutely. So, where this is imagine a seedy, dirty Coruscant.
Nice.
You are looking at if Vegas just continuously expanded, and that's the top shelf. Next shelf is high-end residential, pretty much main like waitresses and staff like that, accountants, anything that serves the Huts originally. You guys are in the bottom sector. So you are in a pretty much dark, dingy place. There's essentially always some type of moisture rain, which is of course waste that dribbles down. There's street lights. Essentially what you're walking on is a mixture of steel and refuse. You're in the city section, where specifically odds and ends at is at a city wall, and it's just a collection of junkyard ships, parts, and all that. These walls are quite thick because it keeps the actual wildlife out. Most planets or places in Star Wars have major cities that take up miles, and then it's just wilderness. So where you're at is the underside. You're in the slum. You're in the ghetto as much of get it as it gets.
And it's also the dump.
And you mentioned
the dump and the slums.
there's walls to keep out wildlife.
Yeah.
Is there any wildlife on this planet? If it's like a Coruscant, I'm assuming it's fully covered in urban sprawl.
So Coruscant is an entire planet of it.
Right.
Most places, the city. Lannick, from when you guys are coming in, you can see there is, let's call it, I wouldn't call it dense foliage, because that makes me more of like Kaishik. This is more dark jungle.
Okay.
So
there's still like so it's not like polluted or anything like that.
the section where you're at is pretty much
Right, but it's not like the whole planet is killed.
Oh no,
from
no,
over-industrialization.
the planet isn't. This is more think of like the Amazon. How
Gotcha.
the Amazon was thicker.
Universal Soldier, one of those.
Yeah,
the one where
yeah.
Kurt Russell
Yeah.
gets dumped into the garbage pile.
There's definitely it's definitely a darker planet.
Sweet. Awesome, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course, always happy to help.
So, you got any schematics or any model numbers for the gear, the equipment we're going to be working with? Because I just like to kind of get my head about whatever we're going to be dealing with before we hit planetfall.
Wait. Before you answer, was this one where we get paid more? We don't ask questions.
This one, no.
Okay.
This is
Go ahead.
Thank you for your permission.
Well, I mean, it's money.
Yeah.
this is you're helping out.
Good
So
thinking.
I'm sure you're curious about where I find this work. And
Public service.
Only if it doesn't cost me.
of course, no, I'm a fixer. My job is to handle people's problem. Well, most people would refer from the underworld, kind of like a crime lord. Nowhere.
That's
no,
quite a step
Yeah,
up.
so clear cut.
ah,
I consider myself something of a crime lord.
Yeah, I consider myself kind of like a crime lord. No big deal.
no big deal.
You
I mean,
call me czar.
let's be fair. Who isn't here, right?
Right.
So, but the problem
But you only
is
sell legal stuff, too.
is
Us.
when people information's the greatest note. If you know things, have friends who are willing to do things. If you solve problems, that gets you power. My job and what I like to do, this neighborhood is taking care of me. I take care of it back. That's how I handle it. So, when people ask me about things going on, even small things, I make sure I treat it just as much as I would as that previous mission you sent you.
So what does that have to do with the schematics?
Oh, I apologize.
He was babbling while they were printing.
I digress.
I digress. So, the parts,
I'm,
essentially,
service manual or something?
yeah, Goals Corrupt would be much better at answering that question.
Gotcha.
I'll have a much more full list of locations, items, and parts needed for repair.
Noted.
The Ithorian that I'm asking you to meet.
Goals
How much
Corrupt.
is this? Now, there's a little ambiguity in your delivery. You're saying, "Hey, go investigate and solve the mystery of the sector," but that could be something very simple and straightforward, or that could be a much larger operation that spans quite the length of time. So, at what point do we decide we've got enough intel gathered to deliver to you to help formulate a plan to remedy the situation, or is it on our shoulders to take care of this?
So you're asking two parts questions. One, what are you getting paid? And two, about when do you feel like you've done enough work?
Right.
So, first question, I'll answer that with, you're getting paid 1,000 credits each. Main reason why, this is a local problem. It becomes a big issue. I look bad in front of the huts. The huts have to come down and handle things, and no one wants the huts down here handling things. So, that's what I'm paying you for. Second, as for when do you feel like it's good enough, well, that depends on what it is. If you're just there to go fix things, you made some good money for little to no work, something that a maintenance droid does.
Oh.
However, there's something worse, problems
something.
ensue. How much do you think your lives are worth?
A lot more than 1,000 credits.
Well, that's the beauty of having negotiable terms for finances. Let's say, what do they call it? He kind of like sits there and strokes his beard for a second.
Wiggle room.
We'll use wiggle room.
Just like wiggles when she says that.
As you're not officially employees, we're just good people, but I guess professional businesses call it workman's comp.
We are professionals, and I like to think that the work, our work speaks for itself. And in hindsight of our, most recent successes, I'd like to think that we've escalated, progressed above the standard, journeyman's pay, and I'd like to, considering the risks that could be involved, limited intel, and although a local job, I think we could probably deliver in a timely fashion and expedite the results that you're looking for. but I think we might require just a little bit more compensation for our expertise. Because obviously, the better we are at our jobs, we're only as good as the tools that we use, and those tools become expensive. So I was thinking more like 2,500 credits apiece.
So you're trying to negotiate them?
I am negotiating.
All right.
I'm going to take 2 strain.
Go for
2
it.
more strain.
Another cloud of green mist comes out of your pores.
Yep.
So yeah.
Departed.
So yeah, you're rolling against the 4 red, and he is going to add.
So
He's
I'm
going to
doing
lose your
a-
blue, and he's going to add a black.
So I'm doing a blue, and there's a black in there.
No, you're
lose your
losing
blue.
the blue.
Oh, did I? I didn't know I had a blue. Negotiations.
That was the one he gave you because essentially you're his crew. And he
Yeah, we
favors
lost
you.
that because
So
of
I've
your
got-
critical
so this is
glitch.
on, present, so 3. So okay, so I have 2 green and 1 yellow. All right.
Oh boy.
No, I want to keep my dice separate. I'm attuning them.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Your dice don't like you very much.
He's like, I'm attuning him, and one's like, pew!
Yeah.
I'm out of here!
Yep.
I don't want to be part of this.
Didn't know what to do when those 4 bodies rolled into his front yard.
I don't know what to do.
Well, it's complicated to attune these dice because you got to convince the right color dice to roll well and the other color dice to not roll
Right.
well. So that's not easy.
All right.
That's why you gotta treat those bad dice
Oh my
well.
God.
You gotta be like, come on, guys, you can do this.
Yeah, all right.
Behave yourselves.
All right. Here we go.
See, your bad dice are great.
So, okay, cool.
They're well attuned, right?
So far I've got 1, 2, 3 threats and a failure.
You're at 2 threats and a
He
failure.
might
2
dock
threats
our
and a
pay.
failure.
3 threats and 4 failures.
You're gonna get
That's
less
how
money.
we roll.
Alright.
Although I'm going to flip one of these things over to fix that
So,
Good one.
because our pay is important.
Yeah.
alright, so you're gonna use one of your.
He thought I said
destiny
one
points.
thing, but I really meant another
Yeah.
thing. He didn't hear me right
What
the
did you
first time.
say?
Yeah.
So, you got quite a few. Essentially, what happens is how I imagine is you're kind of negotiating with. Describe that to me. Like you're just using your wild.
As I start to use my my gift of gab, I can see that he's clearly becoming offended, and I've trespassed onto some sensitive territory, becoming more and more impatient with my social advances. So I kind of quickly ad lib and cut to a more attractive note, which piques his interest.
You can see, he was definitely getting pissed. And as you kind of picked up on and switched your tune, he'll soften up his grimace, but he's still definitely on edge. You can even feel it, like just the way he's sitting on his droid, the way his like little feet pedals are moving.
Time to go.
What I'll do is this.
Because I use one of the things, so it basically means I've succeeded.
you are
You-
succeeding.
You negated the failure.
Yeah, you negated the failures
Good.
and the disadvantages.
He doesn't hate us now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not
What
gonna
would have
dock our
happened
pay.
is there would have been probably some severe consequences.
No
but
pay
what
now.
essentially is
Or
what
he
happens.
sets us
He'll
up.
sit here.
He's like, man, these
I'm
guys
not-
are getting expensive.
Depending on what you report and what we can prove, I'll increase pay. What I will do and offer you is a direct credit, because again, got some real fire in those ion thrusters you've got hanging on your chest. But what I'll do is I'll cover the fuel for your ship and the repairs for at least 2 cycles.
Oh,
So he's offering pretty much like a month's worth.
could be worth something.
Well, then we'll take a Rosa Road to our destination and land it. We've got the damage waiver now.
Yeah.
No
That's what I was
problem.
thinking.
That's what he's offering.
Yeah.
All right, that's the deal.
Because essentially, if you don't cause problems, he doesn't have to worry. So you're like, man, this is like a rental. I'm gonna go wreck the shit out
And-
of this.
And I'm gonna push one more time, and I say, and if we get, we're not gonna intentionally do this, but if we step on the Hutt's toes, you're gonna go to bat for us. If we end up stepping on the Hutt's toes, and if they feel like some things have gone missing from their sector that they thought might be valuable to somebody at some point in their
Do they
day.
have toes?
Step on their
Stuff on their tail, yeah.
We step on their
Step
big
on
old
their tail.
slime of tails.
You will go to bat for us as our representative and ambassador of goodwill.
As you say that, you actually see him stiffen up. I want you each to look me in the eyes right now, as he looks across all of you. You agreed to work for me, and that means you're under my protection, just like this town is. So, if something happens, I am with you until you give me a reason not to be with you.
We pissed off the huts.
No.
All right.
Like
If
none
you
of
give me,
six.
if you prove that I can't trust you, if your word means nothing, then you are nothing to me. But as far as I know, you've been trustworthy and trustful. Whether your personalities disagree, that's just who we are as beings.
All right. Sounds good to me.
I leave.
Yeah, we head out.
How
I'm
much
ready
of
to go.
that money did we get up front?
Nothing up front. He pays on duty.
Yep.
On
We're
completion.
gonna work on him.
Yeah, we're gonna get some better pay soon.
And on the way out, I want to make sure that I pass that $200, 200 credit savings to 6.
Nice.
I'll say,
Thank you.
good work in there, kid.
All right, so it sounds like you guys make your way to the ship, get your stuff and equipment ready,
Yep.
and then fly over to the Ronto sector.
Pop over and land that thing right in the backyard somewhere.
Right in the dumps.
Yep, land that sucker right on a dump flat.
So again, to understand, to help Victus and everyone understand, your ship takes off. Like you can, as you lift up, it looks like it was darkness above you. You can actually see the bottom part of the second platform coming in, and that's when you're like, all right, we're at the ceiling cap. You're
Just kind of slowly cruise over.
and you slowly cruise
Impulse
over,
power.
make your way. It takes a few minutes for you. You guys just land, and what you see is in the dump, there's actually a large open area as far as you can see off into the distance. It's a mixture of like trash heap, metal parts, rust. Even in your ship at your height, it smells pretty bad over here. It's real stinky. But you also notice that there what looks like you would almost call it like a small town center. You can see ablazing across it is dump management. There's about 3 of these. They're next to each other, and you can see multiple like flying cargo barges dropping things off, pouring it over. They all
Separated it.
Mhm. And then you can see a whole bunch of droids, servants, ships moving this stuff out and kind of rearranging it, repiling it. There's a nice haze of just filth and waste and just kind of like a choking fog of just in the air.
Disgusting.
So as you land,
I'll land a dump management parking lot.
as you land out, you can easily, there's plenty of space. You can see the ships above you going about their way. Are you guys going to head into the main building? Or are you just going to wait for someone to come in and talk to you?
Yeah. This is. I'm going to kind of judge the party. Does anyone else have their weapons kind of like out?
That is exactly where I was going. What is the town? What is the feel of where we're headed? Are there visible weapons?
It's the
You know?
dump.
No, I know, but
weapons,
sometimes you
something
need
to
to
I've got my
carry
blaster
weapons
at
to
my
keep
side,
from
but I mean,
having to use
I
them.
don't walk around with my hand.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes looking tough is preventing you from having to fight. So that's where
I just
I'm trying
have
to
the
figure out.
blouse strapped to my sexy thighs enough.
Yeah,
Beautiful question.
yeah, visible.
Beauty
Right.
of Star Wars is it's kind of like the Wild West, and you guys are in Hutt territory. You are well within
Yeah.
your
So I'm just
legal
gonna carry
rights.
my carbine just like straight
You
out
wanna-
front. Yeah,
If
you
just
wanna
walking.
walk out with
I'm
your
the
heavy
enforcer.
weapon.
Yeah,
Might as well be in Texas.
Dress is cut on the side all the way up to the gun holster.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
walk,
wear pants. I don't wear a dress. I
Yeah,
wear
okay.
pants.
as we say in the States, walk out with your guns out.
Right.
That's essentially what you're
Okay.
doing.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah,
Pants so tight you read my lips.
yeah. Look at this gun, so you don't see this gun.
Yep. If you want to hide it, you can. But it's all on you as a personal person. So as you guys enter, you can see that there are people even on the trash barges with heavy arms. Like some of them actually have mounted turbo
damn.
lasers.
Yeah.
Web.
They're pretty much being like, you're like, oh, this is some intense trash in there.
Well, we know about Renats now, so
Yeah, some mutant rats around there. As you guys enter, gates open. Everything here definitely seems to have a bit of rust over it. This isn't the world's most well-maintained area. Definitely, if there was space OSHA, they would have a lot of questions.
and we're down below, so there's plenty of moisture.
Exactly. You can see that there's a few simple broken droids, modified parts together, almost Frankenstein-esque.
Oh, nice. I do want to, when we pass that kind of stuff, like Locke will take an interest in admiring their improvisations.
As you were kind of sticking...
Jury rigging.
Improvisations.
Don't use such a dirty word.
What do you got against juries?
As you guys are kind of admiring and trying to figure out where you need to go, because this is, again, just an open area, you do see a few sentients, a lot of people in just dirty, ragged, stained clothes. They have like the work overalls, a mixture of Twi'leks, Zabraks, a few humans, a few Aquish, which are the ones that have. I'm trying to find the nice way to say it. They have the big red, baboon butt mouth. We'll use that.
Yeah.
That's the nicer way to describe.
What's the name of that species?
That is the Aquish.
Aquash.
Yeah. So there's a few of those, but you can see an Athorian kind of like on a little hover platform with rails, kind of going around, checking on people, and like essentially it looks like doing filing work.
I'll approach.
As his little hoverboard comes around, do you guys stop him?
Yeah.
As you hail him down, he coughs. You can see that he's what was probably once a green color is now brown. His eyes definitely have some type of crustiness around it. Definitely, probably a case of pink eye. He has what essentially looks like two oxygen tanks, one on each side of his gills, as he's kind of sitting there. And he begins, of course, in Athorian, so it's like, what are you doing here? Who's letting these walk around? Does this need to be dumped?
Are you Gold's Crub?
Yeah, I'm Goals Grub. What you need?
We were sent by KR. We were told to discuss something about an issue we are here to solve.
Oh, okay, yeah. As he's just hacking up along. And you're wondering where he's spitting it. 'Cause they don't have mouths. That's the beautiful part. They have that gill side mouth.
Looking away.
So,
Phoenix, he sneezes and all that.
yeah. So good to know that you guys made it. So, KR, great man. I'm the, I guess I would call you the foreman of this town over here. So, you're here to see into some of our problems. It's been mighty fierce. The poor town's been suffering. We got lights going out. We got droids powering down, conveyor belt problem. Just pretty much everything's going amok. And we don't know what seems to be a cause of it, and it's too much for us. We can't keep up with it. I was told, KR says you got a good man who can do work on it.
Only not drunk.
Just not drunk, it's just phlegm. It's just all that nasty mucus. So, one of you was a mechanic. I'm gonna guess.
I'll take a step forward.
Yeah.
If he goes to move, I'm running ahead of him.
Good. 2 of them. Perfect. All right. So, you guys got your data pads. I'll load
I told him
up.
I can do that. I'm not gonna get shown up.
Yeah.
I'll give you the points on the
we're
data pad to check
almost
out.
the same.
He's got some areas of interest that he wants to investigate.
Yeah. So, what'll happen? We got a mixture of PowerPoints. Pretty much, you can be doing general maintenance. So, we got some supplies here. We're not asking you to do it without it. I'm not going to do KR like that. He always sends good work over here. If you guys need dumping, if you do well, we're always willing to discount some trash for you. So, just help out the town, see what's going on, and let me know what's up, because we're going through parts, and as much trash is coming in, there ain't gold coming out.
Crub, is it?
Yeah. You can call me Goals. I got goals.
It's a little out of the ordinary to have this many failures on this kind of equipment in such a short period of time. You think there's a chance you got some sort of gremlin in this equipment here?
I don't know what a gremlin is.
Yeah, what's a gremlin?
But
it's something that causes damage to machines unexplainably.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
he
at
actually
all.
seems kind of like taken aback. His like little hoverboard kind of like wavers back a bit. Oh, is that a creature?
It's a mechanic term. Yeah.
I've never heard of it. Anywho,
It's a mechanical creature.
so it's like a droid.
It's
Is it a
sort
droid?
of it's sort of what you would say an excuse to cover unintentional or intentional tampering with this equipment.
Bad
Sneaky
luck.
droid?
Also known as bad luck.
Oh,
Intentional bad luck or
nice lady
sabotage.
can
If I have to spell it out for you.
Wait, I'm not getting it. So wait, is it? It does bad things?
It's like
No.
so my understanding, like the nice lady explained.
No. Yeah.
It's as he kind of like gets stuck in a hacking fit. There's actually like liquid starts coming out the side, like dripping down. You're like,
Step back.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
No. Just
it's very normal. Don't look at it.
My ears are starting to creep back.
Yeah, he pulls
I
out.
take one step back from
Right,
him.
I take a step
Like
back.
I realized that I didn't
It's
want
not
to be
gonna wash
behind.
off. Yeah.
I didn't want to be behind the zabrak, but
He has like a workman's towel that he pulls out. It's just pure grease, and he's just like,
Yeah.
just dabbing his cheeks. So it sounds like it's an excuse. Like a,
Well, I'm just saying, like, take this model conveyor belt. There's really no reason this belt should fail twice in the same month after you repair and replace these parts. Like,
you really underestimate how much the droids get jabbed in the gears.
oh, Locke's thinking it's an inside job, right?
I'm just
Oh,
curious.
You
It
think
just seems a
someone's
little.
causing trouble?
Well, I mean, and what are the odds that all of these different, separate pieces of machinery fail around the same time?
Give me a moment, I'll figure it out. Hang on.
You're clicking away on your dad. No, I mean, see, I don't know why you just didn't say that. Yeah, do I think someone's causing trouble? I mean, there's gangs around here. There's gangs everywhere. But
I think the data pad's broken. It's coming up with a 1 in 5 chance. That's that right? 1 in 5 chance?
it sounds like good numbers to me.
Unlikely.
But I'm just saying, check it out. I mean, kids breaking lights, things overloading. This is more than what
I'm
we're
not sold.
used to. So, if there's something more, you let me know.
No. I like getting under the speeder hood as much as the next guy. And I hope that's all there is to this. But
Oh, you
it
want
just-
speeder hoods? We got speeder hoods.
Yeah, no. Let's stay on task here.
Okay. All right.
That was just a phrase. Another phrase.
No, that phrase I know, but I also got speeder hoods. If you're
Okay.
looking for things.
I'm making a mental note not to use too many phrases.
Colloquialisms.
This man doesn't understand metaphors.
Yeah, he seems to take me a little literally. So
So he pulls out his own little data pad. His big old paw begins to like push a few buttons. Your guys get a beep on your little devices. You can see there's a few red rings that indicate where they're like repulsing. That's where parts are in need of help or repair. All right.
cool. Yeah, this is my jam right here. Let's do it.
So
Mechanic.
just to be safe, I'm gonna let you guys borrow some work badges. It just lets people know that you're like temporary. So you'll be good with these. Essentially, if you lose them, I don't care. But it's gonna let people know that you're not just tampering with it and blast you, because people get real,
that's
real
probably
particular
safe.
about tampering. So here you go. As like you see his little floating pad like shoots out 4 what looks like little cards. Just put those on your equipment. Walk around. Most people probably won't take offense.
You know, I don't. I typically prefer a higher level of travel combination. I don't frequent walking through piles of trash and refuse. You've got another one of those repulsor lifts that could expedite the job a little bit. You know, I'm sure I could speak for us. Say that we might be able to be an advantageous point to better survey the premises if we had something like your craft.
This is my foreman's chair? No, it's mine. And besides, it's around town. You should get a better look. You might see things. I can see both ways right now with my eyes.
How about one of those,
Until that guy's not working, I see you there.
But I have a blind spot in the middle here.
But as he kind of like keeps like
depth
turning.
perception.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about your former's chair. I was thinking more like one of those repulsor lift flatbeds over there.
Oh, you want to take one of the dump trucks? Yeah, go ahead. Why not? If it ain't being used, might as well put it to use.
Might as well.
We
I'm
claim.
envisioning like this flatbed,
Yeah.
repulsor lift with like a seat up front.
Yeah, I say like pretty much what I imagine a swamp, the swamp, big fan swamp things without the fan behind it.
I'll drive.
We're just gonna drive around town and essentially
An airboat.
an airboat. Yeah, that's what
There
it
you
is.
go. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, those go for it. Just bring it back less dented.
Oh, nice. I want one too. No. What's their top speed?
Not fast.
We're walking faster.
Faster than walking, but definitely you're not getting away in a high-speed chase.
We
on
could
this.
race dump trucks through the Ranto system.
Crash up Derby.
Ronto.
Ronto system.
Ronto sector.
We can
Big
do
old
it.
Ronto system.
Smash up Derby in the Ronto sector.
All right, as you guys hop on, so one of the worker droids come over and brings out kind of a box containing like hydro spanners, things like that, to essentially be as a toolkit for you and act as some replacement parts. You can see there's about 5 locations you have to check out. Essentially, where you guys were kind of aiming to go back, like we saw where all the trash and pile is. That's not where your beepers, like the pings, are coming from. They're actually coming from essentially where you guys kind of flew in at, just a little bit out of the ways, where it's more of like the residential areas, the other things like that. This is considered like the main hub. He wants you to go check out what's bothering the town.
So there's a town in the dump?
No, there's
Or the
so
dump is
the town is
around the
surrounding
town.
the dump.
Oh, okay.
Let me think. That's the better way to describe it. The dump is just a large
Part of town.
part of town that's almost its own, like, size is almost its own city. But
The dump
essentially,
basically supplies the town with work.
yes, exactly.
It's like Manila
Yep, 100%.
or Samoa.
Pretty much, there was a big old dump section. And they're like, "Can we get some workers here?" And they're like, "I guess you can just live here because, why not? Your huts."
Right.
All right.
Bunch of huts slugging around on the piles of trash.
Yeah.
Just rolling on it. Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of take a look at the toolkit with Chris if he's nearby, just to kind of
Oh, I'm right
inventory
there.
what we got available. Yeah. Let's
I'm just watching over both of them.
get to fixing Chris.
I'm looking for anything that might be considered vermin that I might be able to just kill for my free time.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, yeah. That's not. What type of? God,
I'm looking
this
for
is, this is weird psychotic
womp
question to
rats.
ask. What? Oh yeah. Even in the factory. So like when you said like, hey, like it's not usual that conveyor belts break, and he remarked that like the droids get stuck in there. You're literally like Victus is just watching rats like the size of like small like
well, that
cats
kind of
come out
explains it.
and like get sucked into the conveyor belt. It comes. You're just like, it's like, rah, rah. Like, poof. These things are huge. Like, womp rats are huge. They're pretty much like that big. Like, they're pretty much the size of like a small box. They have these huge rat teeth. They're like angry mutant gerbils, pretty much. Because they have a tail and everything. So yeah, if you want to kill that, no one's gonna complain.
Yeah, I'm just looking to this first because at this point, Victus knows that this is not his kind of work, and he's bored. He's bored with not being able to do anything violent.
I was hoping for violence, and we're doing maintenance.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm taking out some of my pent up aggression.
You gotta go where the money is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes you gotta start small and work big.
Do we
Gotcha.
pass any fighting pits on the way to this place?
There's some
Dump fighting.
we pass some droid fighting rinks.
Anything you can see, you can use. Go!
As you guys make your way into the city, no, this is a lot more. Think like rundown residential. They took a lot of like broken part ships. There isn't like a uniform style besides garbage. Doors. If a building has a door, it's probably because that maybe was a ship door that they like just kept there. So it's mostly like dirty cloth. You're assuming it's supposed. Your first thought as you like walk through the street, you're like, oh, that's so nice that they have like sewage like treatment like we do, And then you realize you're like, oh, that's the river. That's just the sludge
Oh,
they
God.
have. Is people are like pulling buckets and doing clothes washing in there.
My first thought is, welcome to Dumpling.
Yeah. The first place you kind of head to. Sorry, I apologize.
It literally rained acid on my home planet, and it's better than this.
Wow, that's terrible. That's so sad. Yeah, so as you're walking through town, the first thing you can see, as you can see that this section of town is darker. There is clearly what would be like light posts, but there is no light coming from this area. And with that nice trash haze fog just kind of sitting over everything, it's pretty hard to see where you
I'm
are.
going to shake the first pole that I come to. See if it's just simply a short circuit.
Nope, nothing.
This often works.
It sounds rusty and terrible, like a swing in the cold of night.
Hand me one of the spanners.
Spanner.
Let's start whacking it.
Dang, dang, dang.
Wait.
Does that do
Well, I
anything?
want to take a look at it and see, is it just wore out or has it been sabotaged?
All of
We're
these,
getting there. Hold on.
Doesn't look like anything's damaged. I mean, apart from Gris smacking the hell out of it with essentially a high-end wrench. The tools you got, like though dirty and well used, this is like a master's craftsman.
You're gonna decalibrate that thing.
Understand that when you use it to repair, sorry, as an out-of-character thing, you have an engineering kit. It guarantees at least one success and adds a blue for when used to conduct repairs.
Oh, nice.
On
Okay.
droids or structures. So there's
Don't break
no
it.
damage. I mean, everything looks terrible, but nothing that you would say like, hey, it looks like someone maybe like broke the glass or
So my next step, if everything seems to be connected at the outside, like there's definitely a whatever would be light bulb, that kind of thing. My next step is to start tracking it back and see where the junction box is.
Gotcha. Your data pad can, load that up easy as you guys kind of follow your way.
Want to let you know, periodically, because I have a second data pad. I have the remnant data pad that I still carry around. Periodically, I will take that out when it looks like I'm doing something else and just see if anything comes across that.
No, they can't track us from that thing, can they?
I don't know.
Is that a question you're asking Grist?
Yeah, when he pulls it out.
Why do you ask?
Because, they might be looking for us, so...
Well, not if I do it really quick.
I'm suspicious.
As a fun thing, I'm going to flip one of my black dice.
All right.
Or my black destiny point and flip it to white. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, go ahead. Have fun.
So anyway, I'll just look and see if anything comes across. Things like the description of us, that kind of thing. And if I don't, a minute or two, I'll turn it back off. And I don't do it throughout the day, but once or twice in a day, maybe.
It's just, pretty much you just notice that, like, when you turn it on.
Yeah, you do that last time.
Right, you just check through
on
data.
this particular time.
Yeah.
Send the remnant an update.
Yeah, pretty much, anytime you power it up and are, looking, it gives you the similar information. You can pull up data about the ship and stuff.
Right, I'm not going to use this for what we're doing. I'm going to use the regular data pad.
Gotcha.
So put this one away and then pull out the other data pad. I want to track back and see where it starts.
Yeah, you follow, essentially it's showing you where the electrical wires went. I mean, again, most cities have pretty, well-built grids. You can literally, follow, you're like, all right, it was underground, and now it's just in the air, I can see it. You follow for a few, what we'd call blocks, and then you come to what looks like a large ship generator that has clearly multiple plugs. Locke, this thing's been, what was the term you were using? Not jury-rigged, because that's a dirty term.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
No, it's been improvised.
Oh, it's been improvised the hell out of.
This is the thing that has the 3-to-1 converter with 2 4-to-1 converters stuck into it.
Yeah, look at that, guys.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
It's a treat.
generator?
It's a wonder that thing's running at all.
Ships have engines. They also have their own power cells. So this is what is the battery of the ship. And essentially what is coming out of it is how we have power strip surges. Someone has to just put a ton of plugs in it. Normally there was one major plug and you just kind of hook that up to the ship. There's a lot of little ones, different sizes. Like Grist was saying, it looks
like a Christmas tree.
It looks like someone gave it a lot of bad hair extensions.
They'll just do whatever they need to get power around here.
Yep.
Until something blows up.
Yeah.
Well, so we can
then
start
they need less
unplugging them
power.
and see when it comes on.
No.
But first, let's see if it's on. Is it on?
Yeah, even as you approach, it has lights on it that are lit up, so indicating that it must be on, but you're not hearing the thrumming sound.
I don't think there's a schematic for this thing.
Flip through the pad, look for the schematic.
It was an old Corellian ship, closer to what you know would power what we know as the Millennium Falcon.
YT-1300.
Yep. But it's definitely been modified well past its standard issues.
It's past its lifespan.
Yeah, but it's powering on. It should be thrumming. It's not thrumming. From a general inspection, it's hard to tell what caused damage to it, if there's damage at all, because there's so many modifications to it.
Okay. But I don't think it's currently producing power.
You think
Is
it's
it-
live?
yeah.
Yes.
It's humming.
Oh,
It's just not. It's not producing electricity for the town, but it is on. Sorry.
All right, so I don't know enough about electronics to tell you what I'm doing next, but I'll make a roll.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds beautiful.
We're investigating.
We're
We're using our voltmeter to test, see how much power is going through. We're making sure that nothing's
like,
sparking.
maybe
or
we unplug this one here and plug it in over here.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do a mechanics check. It sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're both collectively doing the mechanics check.
Ooh, are you gonna assist each
Yes. I'm assisting him apparently.
other? Okay. Give me. So don't forget that your device adds a 1 success automatically in blue. This is going to be against 3 purple, 3 difficulty dice.
So I have 3 intellect, so you get an extra green die from me.
Perfect. So I have 2 total successes and 2 advantages.
Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, your 2 mechanics begin just
Good
talking
work,
to each
little
other.
guy.
Like, hey, this part does this.
Yeah, I told you I can do this. This is my job. Well,
That's because I stopped you from decalibrating that spanner.
yeah, I mean, but It was me that still did it.
I'll give you that.
As you guys kind of talk through it, essentially what you do is you open it up, find where it looks like a part broke and burnt out. Essentially what it does is there's lap that should open and allow the electricity to come out. That seems to have like burnt and broken itself, which is weird because that shouldn't really happen.
So I'll use the extractor, pull the broken piece out, look in the box to see if they gave us a replacement piece for that.
Easy plus capacitor.
Are there any parts shelves or anything in the room?
Oh no, we're on the. We've got it in the kit.
Yeah. In the kit.
Well, they didn't know it was wrong. So, I mean,
Yeah, they sent you general parts, general fixers.
Probably a box
like
or
some
two on
fuses
the
and
dump
stuff.
truck.
But
Yeah.
yeah, is this a very specific part, or is it sort of a generic?
It's an S33J1. It says right here.
Oh, yeah.
That part didn't burn out.
Yeah. You would know that it's a generic part, but it shouldn't be breaking this frequently. And it definitely shouldn't have broken from what you can tell from its age
Yeah, I thought
and all
so.
of that. What you're kind of guessing from your time is that, and as you pulled it out and began to feel it a little bit more, this is some low quality material. This was not the like part that it should be, and you can tell with what people have improvised, this is actually below their quality. This is people who, are definitely doing modifications to parts, but they know enough to do good modifications. Essentially what someone did is you're feeling like maybe they either got a bad part or someone put something in here as an excuse, like they maybe put like a sock in the system.
So maybe it's just ignorance and not malicious.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
It's
Hang
possible.
on a second. I almost got it in here.
I
Pull
think-
the tab.
Yeah. I think the odds of possibly testing my liquid silver just went up.
Yeah, you can easily make another part, which your 2 advantage would totally let you do, and that's what allows you your knowledge of what's kind of going on and guessing. As you quickly improvise a part, close up the latch, throw up the power, you hear that begin to pick up, and lights turn on in this small neighborhood.
One down.
Oh, wow.
4 more.
You hear kind of a distance
Nothing blew
like,
up.
yeah,
Eunice, start the dinner.
yeah. Yeah,
Light the oven.
lukewarm food, not cold anymore. Gotta boil that water.
Not sunbaked.
Yeah, with no sun.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Where's the next one?
Guys, follow your scan.
Yeah, so we pack up the tools, make sure you get everything.
Take the broken one with us.
Yeah, we'll take the broken one.
Ooh, good call. As you guys head over to the next one, this looks like a. This neighborhood has. This looks more. How would I describe it? A little bit cleaner.
Oh.
Let's use that. Let's use that nice word.
The unit is cleaner, or the area is cleaner?
The area is cleaner.
Okay.
This is, I guess, that would be the upper end of Lowtown.
Upscale.
So-
definitely, right.
Locke is
Down.
definitely getting into this and enjoying the repair job as opposed to like his normal line of work, and so like now my carbine is slung over my back, and like I'm kind of letting my guard down a little bit.
If he doesn't have a stripe of grease on him,
Yeah,
at some
I'm
point
supervising.
accidentally
Gotcha.
hand it, put his hand, my fingers on his face, like, oh, sorry.
This looks like, again, there was probably a droid who comes around and sweeps. This is actually a large. It's again looks like someone took a gonk droid, which are giant batteries, and has modified it to be like a street sweeper. It has multiple arms attached to it. It's essentially, it's just a giant mobile truck now, as they have.
And
clear-
it's not moving.
And it's not moving.
Huh.
You can actually see some Rhodians kind of pointing at it, and they're like, "It's broken. It doesn't work. What's wrong?"
Hold on.
Gosh,
We're the crew. We're fixing it. You want to take this one, Locke?
Make way, make way.
Give me that mechanics check. This one will be still a 3 as well. Add a blue because you guys have done
3 black and a blue.
Why black?
not black, purple.
Oh, blacks are opposite blues, right?
Yep. Blacks are bad.
Okay, so that's what my pool is.
Remember, we get 1 success.
Oh
automatic.
boy,
Remember, there's 1 success automatic
why is there one automatic?
because we're using the engineering
Because you're
device.
using
I got
the-
5 failures, so
So 4
I can't.
failures.
Yeah, I can't beat that
Well,
with
we
the
got 2
force.
successes, so we got 2 failures and 1 advantage.
2 failures, 1 advantage.
That's success, the green one. There's success at the top of the yellow one, and we have a guaranteed success. 5 from 3 is 2, and we have 1 advantage.
2 failures, 1 right. Okay, gotcha.
2 failures, 1 advantage.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a little outside of my specialty here. This particular piece of equipment.
That's a droid. It's not equipment.
Well, they're all equipment.
I mean, usually they talk to you, and I'm wanging it on the back end. Normally they say stuff.
Yeah, I'll do my best though. Yep.
Yeah. This one, you kind of have trouble figuring it out. It takes a lot longer. Pretty much anytime Grist, it sounds like, trying to help, you're like, I got it! Don't get in there. And then, like, when he whacks it, it just moves like something out of the way. But essentially, what you're picking up is, again, this looks like there's a plug that doesn't work. It was essentially like an unnecessary plug that seems to have that has ruined itself. You can easily fix it. It's just you guys took a lot longer on this thing.
Yeah. Oh man, look, I just completely missed this, Chris. Look, this plug is completely burnt out right now. You got something in that toolbox for this?
Hang on, give me a sec. I will go look. Now, which size is it? Is it a C3 or is it D1?
It's a D1, 2 3/4.
Hang on.
Quarters on their own. No metric system.
Hold on a sec. They didn't give us any D's.
Oh,
Hang on a sec. We're gonna have to combine 2 of the C's to get it in there.
I don't know if that's how they work, Chris.
Spanner.
When there's the force, there's a way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just shocked that this guy is better at mechanics than me.
You can't just put 2 AA
Like,
batteries and make a D. Watch me.
Yeah.
So I think I got this. See if this will fit. Pretty sure you're gonna have to bend it in from the back side and probably shoehorn it with this.
Looks like that's live right there. I don't know if I want to just stick that in there.
Well, hang on. Let me. Yeah, that was live.
So, as you guys, the nice Rhodians are gathering around. They're like, "Oh, we
They're
can
enjoying
help," and
this.
you're like, "No,
Yeah.
no, like don't
Stay
don't-
back.
We got it.
Stay
We
back.
got it. Stay back.
Got it.
It's for your own safety.
We're professionals.
Yeah, you guys are finally able to get it done.
See, I told you could do it.
I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh my god.
Give me one more mechanics roll. We're gonna work through the
You do this one.
other ones real fast. We're gonna show you
Same.
same roll. What I will give is add 1 more blue. I apologize because you guys you're figuring out what's going on here.
If only we had the schematics for this thing.
3 successes, 1 threat.
3 successes, 1 threat. You're able to fix, as time goes on, you guys spend a good portion of the day traveling around town, fixing these
Victus
parts.
is going crazy.
Holy smoke! I just found the Gonk droid schematics. Those would have been helpful a couple hours ago.
Thanks.
There was a water purifier that was broken. Same thing, blown out filtration part.
And everything looks like effectively they're subpar parts.
Yes.
I mean it's a full part,
Yeah.
but it's made with poor adhesive.
They still should last
or-
longer than this. Though.
You're getting that's what you're finding out as you've gone through all these different things across different systems.
And I've kept every one of the parts we've taken out.
What you're noticing is whatever is going on, all of these systems have poor quality parts. They don't seem to either fit right in a way that your improvisation works. This is again, people would have known that this shouldn't have been a good part. So you're wondering what led to
Do they
Does
just
this-
not care? They're putting in the wrong ones. Are they actually getting cheap ones?
These
Is somebody
seem to
getting
be
a kickback from-
damaged or something. I mean, does it at all resemble the damage like an ion type weapon would do to a droid or something? Where
Ooh, beautiful question.
where you would just damage the circuitry and it would
Wait,
kind
you're
of
thinking somebody's shooting up the parts? Well, who would
Yeah,
do
I mean-
that in a dump?
Well, there's a lot of things that can emit ion.
Yeah, but I mean, why would you do it down here? I mean, if you're going to do... I mean, I understand crappy parts in a dump, but still.
So let me see how would I describe this? How is Locke figuring out? Do they feel like I would argue skullduggery?
Well,
Do they feel like
he's seen other bounty hunters that leverage ion weaponry to great success in situations. He does not personally have ion weaponry, but he has been a part of soirees that have included it. So he's seen it in the field a few times. So if he'd seen a droid subjected to an ion blast that disabled it, maybe he would know if that sort of was similar to what we're looking at here.
I would definitely accept warfare, knowing weapon burns, skullduggery, knowing tampering with.
Yeah.
And if there's something else that you're looking for,
No, maybe the only thing I can come up with is mechanics because
I
my
can see
planet,
mechanics as
yeah,
well. Yes, that can work as well.
My planet doesn't have. My planet's not very urbanized, so I didn't pick up much in the sense of like underworld or skullduggery or warfare. Like we did have warfare. I guess we did have warfare.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a mechanics check and see if something's.
What is the difficulty?
Do you want 2 or 1 for his roll?
He would do 2 because
So you need another
one for his devices and 1 because you guys have been
2 blue.
you're putting together
Against
some
2
thoughts.
purple?
Against this would be 2 purple. Which would be
Alright.
2 difficulty.
All right,
Does
come
it
on,
still
brain.
have the
Oh my gosh.
guaranteed success?
Yes.
On the amount?
Yeah.
2
because-
successes.
2 failures.
2
You have 1 net
failures, so-
success.
No, I have 0 net successes and 3 of these.
And no, remember
advantages.
from the engineering
Advantages.
device, we get
Oh, the
1.
free one. Oh, I do have 1 net and 3
Yeah.
triumphs. Advantages. Man, I can't remember what's what. It's like the names, triumphs and advantages.
So, Locke,
So you're thinking that they were shot with an ion weapon? Like
I don't know. It just
piece?
seems to resemble some of the hunters that I've worked with in the past.
what you're feeling, Locke, definitely from this, like you thought about, these parts aren't right. These people should know better. So either they're really ignorant, which seems unlikely, or they trust whoever sold them these parts.
So maybe it is
And-
an inside job.
And then the other thing you can think of is they're all burnt. And you're not wrong about the ionization. As you realize, as you kind of double check over the pieces again, you kind of have like a moment of like,
Yeah, I
brilliance.
want to definitely like compare them. Look
Yeah.
at them. Are they all from the same company?
You notice 2 things. One, they're all
I wasn't
burnt,
thinking that.
which you can tell is a small ion part. Essentially, it's a trap mine. They put a timer bomb on them to go off. The second thing, the part that blew up and you kind of scratch a bit on the pieces to get some of that scoring off, there's a symbol there, but it's hard to make out. So it seems like it's a symbol.
Is that an L? Is that a G? Is that a?
This would be closer to
robotic.
like gang writing, like graffiti writing.
Oh. Neat. Okay.
It doesn't look like a professional
Underworld?
business mark. Underworld would accept it.
Against?
This would be 3 difficulty.
Ooh. None of us have underworld.
Yes, some of us do.
Some of you do.
Some of us don't know it though. 2
Yeah.
2 failures and a threat.
2 failures and threat. You have no idea. It's not like gangs have
Yeah.
pretty noticeable symbols, so it's not any big names. That's the positive.
That doesn't look like a stock symbol.
Yeah.
No, it looks like somebody tagged it like this.
You might
Which I don't know if you know this, but it would be for most of the underworlds. They tag the things that they do on a regular basis, which means
point of
that
that?
the dump. Well, I mean, it means the dump is actually being attacked by.
So why would anybody
Gang?
want us to know who did this?
Well, that's all about rep. So anyone comes by and says it was these guys or it was me, that kind of thing.
Sorry, I say graffiti.
They're Banksies.
Yeah, saying graffiti, not in the sense that someone like tagged it. Sorry, I apologize. It's more in the sense of graffiti, like street talk, like when. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Like underworld language. Let me use it that way.
Okay. Like
It's
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
it's not an official writing. It's people who know gang talk would know what this is.
Oh, and with,
So, yeah,
all, with
and-
my,
and
with
with
my
your-
amazing success, I have no idea.
Yeah, you're like it's
It
not
looks like
HUD.
gibberish to me.
Yeah, essentially.
Hey guys, where did Victus go?
He was shooting stuff over on the far side. I haven't seen him in a while.
Man,
What were you doing there? Were you just strangling things while you walked
Force.
Well, so it's important to note that I've never used any powers in front of these people.
Yeah.
So I as much as I really want to just go around grabbing womp rats and throwing them into trash compactors.
Seems like a grumpy guy.
No, I meant real strangulation. Like you were just like.
That's what I was thinking. He's picking him
He's
up.
just
He's
like,
squeezing the neck.
No,
the eyeball.
I'm wise enough not to leave the group.
Yeah.
Like I understand that this is a mission and I take it seriously. But like, I don't know. I imagine my character is bored with the situation because he can't contribute. So he's like maybe leaning up against a pole or something like that. I'm trying to think if he has. I don't see him smoking a death stick or anything like that. Like that's not really his character. More, I suppose I would be like if I see like any kind of vermin, I would be at least attempting to like throw my spear at them and like just like
kick it if it runs by.
You
right.
can come look over our shoulders. I'll show you how we recharge these capacitors here, and you can get a little, mechanics knowledge.
You got womp rat on your shoe.
I know.
Kind of gross.
I'm wondering, Victus, as a character thing. We talked about last episode that You know anger is a means, and as being an ex-slave, things that take time normally result in punishment. Would Victus be angry at his team, at the situation? Would he be like yelling about it? Is that something he would do, or is it more like, or is he like brooding, like it's internal?
No, he understands the point of what we're doing, right? He hates that he can't contribute.
Gotcha.
Right?
That's very important.
He never got formal training in any kind of like anything that you would call book intelligence. Like he's not very versed in history, lore, anything like that, because he just never had access to that. And so when he's put into a situation where that becomes the primary purpose, he feels less than, which is not for what he is, kind of thing. Not that he would ever say this is obviously out of character.
Gotcha.
But he likes to, right, to him, strength is power and power is control, and he's out of control.
Beautiful. God, that's cool. I like that. What about 6? Well,
Yeah, like how full is the repulsor lift by now?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Are we gathering parts along the way?
I just assumed you were.
I'm keeping my eye out for anything that I think looks serviceable that would be
Six is shopping.
so,
Shopping while the rest of us are working.
Yeah.
essentially what they have pulled out.
I'm just driving the lift, I kind of see this job, I kind of see this line of work as below me a little.
That's what I
Hey,
thought.
load that up for me.
But,
Throw that on here.
But I can see that there could be a silver lining here, and so I'm just keeping my eyes open and just making sure that Grist and Locke have what they need to get the job done, because we are here together.
Absolutely. So what they're kind of pulling apart, you can tell even amongst your own mechanic parts with your ship, this isn't stuff you would want on your ship.
Okay.
Which, again, 100% 6 would be definitely bored. I imagine, like, Victus is kind of, like, standing, like, next to the lift or getting on top of it. You're pretty much just, I imagine, sitting on, like, the
Surfing.
throne, just like, oh my god, I really miss the hollow net. Like, this is
I'm missing
stupid.
my programs.
But as soon as Locke starts mentioning that there's
It only has
definitely...
2 radio stations to come.
Oh, cool. It's literally, we're coming in to drop off trash, and we're like, oh, cool, the trash channel.
Yeah, I just
You move
Like
over.
reruns of the same Family Feud episode.
Right.
Every
Show me
episode
potato
of
salad.
Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
like I literally turn and like take assessment of where my other teammates are for like the first time in the last hour and a half. I've been so
I don't leave the lift.
engrossed.
no,
I'm just like,
exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
thinking like, what would the others think about this weird symbol on here, or this weird language on here?
I'm just imagining this like gorgeous like smuggler pilot faleen, this angry like Twi'lek with a spear and just like broken parts, like riding a lift around town. And it's like people are like, "Great mistress, please give us parts." No, don't talk to me. This place is dirty.
You work hard enough, you wait long enough, all this could be yours.
Yeah, you're definitely both you, Victus and 6. You were definitely bored. Locke mentioning that there's maybe more to this definitely sparks. I would imagine sparks at least more intrigue than what you got.
Anything because they've been bored.
But why do you feel you think this is like an inside job? That maybe
Look,
maybe KR sabotaging equipment to make himself look better amongst his peer group. It's like
Maybe.
kind of rescuing, like, hey, he was able to solve and requisition the proper assets to solve a dilemma where others failed.
And no, that doesn't make any sense because even a workman, with lower skills, like, I don't know, Locke and someone like that would notice that these parts are actually subpar parts. They're not actually, I mean, look! And I'm holding them up to you.
Take a look at this.
I mean, okay, so I'm looking at the parts. I mean,
This does
Right
seem
here!
a little weird though,
what's
don't
he
you think?
pointing at?
So
What's Riz pointing at?
essentially what they point out is, hey, these parts are like bad quality, and you can tell even on your own ship. You're like, yeah, steel
They
should
look cheap.
They look cheap. They bend. He's literally like,
Like,
this
yeah.
part shouldn't have been bend. And then the
Bend,
scorch
sweet.
mark. Locke sitting there telling you, he's like, yeah, this is an ion bomb that went off. So like they had like a timer.
So, yeah,
Like,
probably-
all of them have a
And
little
then when
eyeball.
he's like scraping it out, they're like, yeah, there's this like marking that looks like like everyone has a brand name.
Yeah.
This isn't
They don't
any
just-
like
Do I
legal.
recognize the symbol?
Give me.
Do you have Underworld?
Parts like this don't just
Wait,
emit
I have one
ion blast.
Underworld.
with three
Purple. Okay. So I've got 1 success and 2 threats.
Okay. 2 threats. So you rack your brain as you're like, this is dumb. Like I don't understand. And after a second, you think back, and it's kind of fuzzy, but that symbol looks really familiar to you. and you're trying to remember where you saw it, and then you're like, I think it was the last time when we helped KR, when we first headed out. That symbol looks familiar, and you remember on a jacket of a Rhodian who was originally trying to break into your ship. When you
Break into our ship?
remember when you first came back for KR's mission to head out?
Yeah.
There was the Red Sand Runners.
Oh.
And you're like, this looks like a poorly known gang that seems to now be doing some type of work around here. That's the symbol you see. It's for the Red Sand Runners.
Alright, so that's valuable. So we should keep one of these so we can show KR and go, hey.
I want to keep
We've
them all.
encountered these
We show them
before.
what we did.
So
Why is that valuable?
So that part identifying mark.
No, I mean I know, but you relayed what he told us.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that was clear.
Sorry, I didn't make that clear yet.
That was my
Yeah.
fault.
I will share it with the group. I say, hey guys, I've seen this before. Remember that Rhodian? We came back from the star base. That Rhodian that was trying to get onto the ship. He had this same symbol on his jacket.
His jacket?
Yep.
What would be the benefit?
I remember him. Went through
Yeah,
my
but
gut.
what would be the benefit of making all the faulty parts? Do you think they want to take over the dump? Take
Well,
over Dump City?
they're sabotaging the parts with these ion bombs. It's overloading the circuitry.
But why? Think about it. If you got the sewage system and it's not working, everybody suffers.
Right, and so it makes the person that is able to solve that issue that much more resonant. If we know, if no one else knows what the problem is and can't come to the bottom of it, but someone that planted the seed of the problem in the first place can remedy it quite quickly and make themselves look, put them in a situation of advantage and
Lock.
Or perhaps, oops, sorry.
No, go ahead, Victus.
Or, well, something I've picked up on is, the slave that underperforms gets the whip. Perhaps they don't want this, what's his name, Goals Crub in charge. They know that the Huts will punish him if he underperforms.
maybe they want to take over control of the underyard here.
Perhaps.
Well, that's what I was saying. You're taking over the dump.
Victus, you've got a way with the weak-minded, don't you? In your religious studies.
I'm looking at Victus.
What did you have in mind?
Oh, maybe we can question this foreman.
Goals?
Yeah.
Crub?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps that might be able
Maybe
to.
he knows more about what's going on in his junkyard than he realizes. Maybe KR is slowly,
If we can arrange somewhere where noise is not an issue, I'm sure we can come up with some
It's a
solution.
dump.
We got
It's
the
like
Rosen
as this guy uses a saw blade to cut sheet metal behind us.
You guys are like sitting there like, I imagine it's like,
What did you say?
if we could just get him to a place.
Well, that's a little more secluded.
Remember
Guys,
when you
keep
started shooting the womp rats and there was no, you need to roll to see if you get seen?
Right.
Yeah.
Or you weren't shooting, you were just.
Yeah, he
I was
just
just stabbing him.
I would offer to bring him onto the Rosen Road, but I don't want him coughing all that crap
Right.
all over my ship.
I don't want a leaking slug all over my
Ooh.
ship.
All that Athorian goo.
Well, while you guys are doing that, I have a thought. Look, you know what the bombs are, the little ion bombs? Could you rig something to set them all off? And we can just go around the yard and set everything off.
why would we damage stuff that we're supposed to be here fixing?
Are you thinking the parts we put in are like that?
Well, no, I'm just
I'm going to grab one of
assuming
the
there could
parts that
be.
we were given.
I'm
Go
thinking
ahead.
there could be others that we haven't
What
found.
we could do is we could take the information we've gotten. We could go into town and start asking around or trying and get an audience with these gangers to find out what their objective is or see who's funding them. Maybe we've gathered enough intel here. Now we know what the problem is. Now we need to understand why they're planning these bombs.
I think that would be valuable as
Agreed.
well. Although I do hate this deception and runaround. I wish we could just fight it out. But
I still want to look at the parts. I can do that on the drive over.
So, let me pause before I give you the parts. What are your guys' plans? So, where are you trying to go? What are we trying to do?
we want to relay our findings.
2 goals.
Yeah,
and
to goals.
Get him kind of
Do
secluded.
we want to tell him just yet, or we want to wait until we get more information?
Well,
How we kind of pick and choose what we divulge.
yeah. So yeah, we want to pull him further. I think we want to kind of push him a little bit and see if he is maybe leaving some things out that we weren't really paying attention to the first time.
Okay, so you want to try to talk to him, but not interrogate
Yeah,
him?
I'll
or
leave
do you
that
wanna
up
try
to
and,
Six. Like if it were up to me, I would just go in there and confront him and get in his face. So I'm just gonna leave that situation up to
Try and
Six.
judge his intentions a little
Yeah.
bit as we ask certain specific rhetorical questions.
Gotcha.
And then from there, maybe head into town and start, look at some of the hands. Try and find some people that might be wearing Jags with his insignia on it. If this is
Oh
their
yeah,
hand.
that's another good idea.
Since, we saw them before.
Right, they aren't afraid of indicating their
Right,
their allegiance.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not painted everywhere, so obviously they're doing it for someone, but they're not.
Right,
doing
but they
it for
want people
everyone.
to know.
But not everyone.
They're letting us know, and whoever else is responsible here, that they should fear them. They're using fear as a weapon here.
Yep. Terrorism.
No. As you guys are driving around in your little putt vehicle, Grist, you pull out one of the nice parts that you got, the ones that are replacement parts. These are much better quality. This is more what you're thinking. This isn't, again, I wouldn't call it the business stock quality, but this is definitely more what should be in there. As you kind of move it around, articulate it, you don't see anything that looks like a device. Would you probably use your scanners and everything? It comes up as pretty much someone built a device. They just built a part, pretty much like it's a home part, but it's definitely higher quality.
Interesting.
How many of the haywire grenades do we have?
The ones that were blowing up, they've already been exploded, so you have 5 parts to indicate.
We have 5 damaged parts showing the sign and the scoring that lets us know that they're
I thought we had some that had their symbol on it, though.
That's the part.
Yeah.
Oh, the part. Okay, all right. Gotcha.
So that's the weird part.
Okay.
Weird part of the part is that pretty much someone maker marked these as the Red Sand Runners, and then
We can use those to ask around and go, hey, we want to know who manufactures these parts.
Excellent.
Time for Six and Victus to do some good cop, bad cop on this guy.
I mean, I don't follow, ancient religions, but, I think I'm going to leave that to you, Victus. Work your magic, and if that doesn't work, I've got a good trusty blaster on my head.
If that doesn't work, we can just threaten them.
Yeah, we can always do that. Hopefully
as
there's an easier way.
you guys make your way back to go to Goal's Crub
Barrel my blaster tastes like vanilla.
with questions in your mind, with some evidence in your hand, and that's where we'll call it for this week.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And if you have any feedback for us, please feel free to comment on our podcasts or email us directly at ncrpproductions@gmail.com. That's ncrpproductions@gmail.com. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, MD Parker 4, Crowman 76, Loading Mad Cat, M. Coling, November Stevenson, and Rosix 13. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it.